Hello, today's video we have the following content.
Zhao Liying met Feng Shaofeng on stage, and the child appeared and shouted "Mom!" The child's voice tore through the silent air and shocked the hearts of countless audiences. Under the spotlight, Feng Shaofeng held the child in tears, and Zhao Liying's eyes shook for a moment, and it seemed that the emotions that had been suppressed for a long time also surged. This scene, called the most heart-touching scene of the year by netizens, instantly rushed to the top of the hot search. They were once the enviable couple in the entertainment industry, and they also welcomed the arrival of a new life together. However, the fact of divorce has long been a foregone conclusion, and the two now live their own lives separately. The child is innocent, but he has become a victim in the emotional gap. When the word mom sounded, it was both a desire and a call, and a heavy question. After my parents separated, where should my love and belonging be placed? Feng Shaofeng's emotional breakdown on the scene was not only a love for his child, but more like an expression of powerlessness. He once hoped to have a complete family, but watched it collapse. Although Zhao Liying is determined and independent, she can't hide the softness of a mother in her heart. She doesn't love her children, she just chooses another way to take responsibility. This chance encounter is both an emotional explosion point and a reflection of reality. When a marriage comes to an end, who will catch the child's emotions? Zhao Liying and Feng Shaofeng's marriage has been questioned by the outside world from the beginning. Is it a formality? Is it for the children? Is it not suitable at all? These questions now seem meaningless because they have divorced. But the question is, what should I do with the children after the divorce? Some comments are very heartbreaking. Marriage means that women return to the family, but once they return to the family, it is difficult for women to achieve their own lives. This makes sense, but it is also biased. Marriage does require sacrifice, but sacrifice should not be one-sided, let alone the happiness of the children. Divorce is not a relief, but a redistribution of responsibilities. After having children, divorce is no longer a matter of two people, but a matter of three people. The children are the most important. Feng Shaofeng hugged the child and cried, and the child called for his mother. This scene is heartbreaking. But the question is, what can crying solve? What children need is companionship, love, and a sense of security, not the tears of their parents. After divorce, parents cannot be absent, and they cannot put the needs of their children last because of busy work and chaotic life. On the scale of fame and fortune and family affection, what is really heavy is often not the decision, but the rest of life. What children need most is never who wins this relationship, but whether their parents still remember that they share the most precious us. This is unfair, of course it is unfair. But it is the cruel reality that really happens to countless children. The reason why the phrase divorce is not wrong, but children should not be sacrificed sounds like nonsense is that it is said too often, but rarely taken seriously. At the moment of emotional breakdown and marriage breakdown, many parents are busy arguing, blaming, and escaping from pain, but ignore that little life, their common child, who is silently bearing the impact of losing a complete family. Children have no right to choose, they can only passively accept the tearing of reality. They don't understand the grudges of adults, but they are forced to adapt to the mode of living separately today with dad, tomorrow with mom. Holidays are arranged like tasks, and they can't say it out loud when they miss each other. Their inner loneliness, confusion, fear, and even self-blame are often ignored, just because they are still young and can't express it. Parents' divorce certainly has their own difficulties, perhaps personality incompatibility, or perhaps reality is unsolvable. But what a divorce agreement cannot terminate is the responsibility as a parent. A truly mature separation should be that although the two no longer love each other, they can still jointly protect the child's complete psychological world. Love can dissipate, but the protection of children should not be discounted. When adults choose to let go of each other's hands, at least they should hold the child's hand tightly together to let him know, not all love will leave. How many parents do you think really do this? The scene on the stage is heartbreaking. The child shouted "Mom!" The voice was clear and true, with the desire of the whole world, but Zhao Liying looked up, as if she didn't hear it, as if she was trying her best to suppress her emotions, or fighting against the waves in her heart. This is not a carefully arranged film and television drama, but a naked reality that makes people feel distressed and powerless. The child's longing is the most instinctive and purest emotion. He does not understand the grievances of adults, does not understand what divorce is, he only knows that he misses his mother, wants a hug, a response. But now, Even seeing his mother has become a scarce resource. This kind of absent companionship is more cruel than having no companionship at all. It makes children hold hope and experience loss repeatedly. They look forward to love and gradually learn to suppress emotions. Adults may regard divorce as a kind of relief or restart, but for children, it is often the collapse of the whole world. Their sense of security, belonging, and self-worth will be worn away and broken in this repeated invisible love. Zhao Liying may have her own difficulties, busy work, tight schedule, and unstable emotions, but the child does not understand these. He only knows that he called his mother, but his mother did not look back. The loss at this moment may plant a silent seed in his heart, quietly sprout, and grow into a shadow called lack of love to accompany him as he grows up. Every absence is an irreparable loss. Children don't need perfect parents. They just hope that you can be by their side at important moments, not as a star, not as a public figure, but just his mother. Do you think this kind of calmness is really worth it? You are right, maternal love is instinctive, but reality is often colder and more complicated than instinct. As a mother, Zhao Liying certainly does not miss her child. The life that was once in her belly for 10 months, the kind of blood thicker than water, will not easily dissipate because of a divorce agreement or the distance of time and space. But the problem is that life is never just driven by emotions. Especially for a public figure in the spotlight, maternal love needs to face more realistic challenges. The nature of a star's work means high-intensity filming, frequent business trips to other places, and unlimited delayed rest days, and the custody arrangements and family agreements after divorce often force mothers to distance themselves from wanting to see and being able to see, coupled with the scrutiny of public opinion. Sometimes even a public hug has to be repeatedly considered. But children don't understand this. They only know that other people's mothers are around, but their own mothers are not. They will not understand career sacrifice and will not accept the rules of the adult world. They will only turn their absences into doubts about love, or even denials of themselves. Why is mom not here? This question is simple but heavy. It is not an accusation against the mother, but the most instinctive call of the child. If a mother really loves her child, she should not let this call fall through again and again on the road to growth. On the scale of family affection, the emotions and growth of children should be given priority. Do you think that a truly responsible parent should fill this distance with actions instead of avoiding it with silence? Even the rich are like this, and ordinary families are even more desperate. Look at the rising divorce rate every day. How many children grow up in the quarrels of their parents? And how many children learn to be silent in the Cold War between their parents? Children should not be hurt. What they need is a loving growth environment, not the resentment and indifference of their parents. The story of Zhao Liying and Feng Shaofeng may be just a microcosm of the entertainment industry, but the problem it reflects is universal. After divorce, who is responsible for the emotional needs of children? Marriage is not a joke, and divorce is not a relief. After having children, parents' responsibilities are no longer to each other, but to their children. Who will wipe the tears of the children? This is a question that every divorced parent should ask themselves. Divorce is not wrong, but children should not become victims. I hope that every parent can give their children a complete love after divorce, rather than a broken home.
Thank you for watching the video. If this is your first time watching a video, please subscribe to the channel, like and leave your comments to help us develop your channel.